In this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can make any of the two objects collide with one another, and to set this collision as a sort of a trigger, then trigger a series of changes. We already create a series of box as well as a sphere, and let's separate that some little bit so you guys can see it more clearly. So maybe 0.2 and then 0.2. So one is above that original box to 0.2, and the other is below that. Okay, so yeah, fairly simple. And of course I generate 3 spheres, and one is position. Let me separate that a little bit. Okay, so 0.3 maybe, and minus 0.3, and the other is at the center of it. And 1, 2, 3. Then maybe this one will be 0.6 or 7, just to be safe. Okay, because I already installed all the gestures, so I can change that. So yeah, and then I'm going to create a placeholder, so a var, and this placeholder would be, let me use Copilot to do that. Okay, this is a much quicker way of doing it. So essentially, if there any collision happens between any of the two objects, I'm going to store that, so append this state data into here. So collision and subscription and all sort of cancelable will be passed inside of the array. So cancelable, yeah. So once I got that, I'm going to copy this collision sub, and then I think I'm going to put it just right below all this initialization, the gesture install and add child. So I'm going to copy and paste collision sub and append, and then let's do that manually. All right, dot append and action thing. If there's collision print, we don't need print. We just need pretty straightforward change. So I think it's called AR view. Okay, and we got scene. Okay, and inside of it, I'm going to use a subscribe rather than publisher. So subscribe a events, and we got no prompt, so I think maybe I have to do that manually. Append subscribe, 2 collision event began, and then we got the collision event end. So previously we used this began and on a certain thing, but right now I'm going to just generalize the code. Okay, so I'm going to use that, but I'm going to change it. So I'm going to just keep the began self, but on I'm going to completely delete it, because I'm going to use entity to reference a certain thing inside of events, rather than a specific object, a specific entity. So just bear with me. You can treat it as a sort of placeholder, any of the two things that collide with each other and carry out a certain thing. Okay, so event in, instead of just print it, I'm going to make a sort of generalize the code by using a guard, and that's entity A and entity B. That's perfect. Copilot just predict what I need to write, so I'm going to use that. So we got kind of entity A and B, just the 2 placeholder, and any events that have a certain entity and the other entity that collide with one another, you are going to do something. Okay, if there's no collision happens, you just return, so you're not going to carry out the rest of the code, but clearly you're going to want to carry out the rest of the code, right? So what I'm going to do is to remember we got entity A and B, right? A, and I'm going to change material to when you collide, let's do something crazy. It will collide, will just become pink. Okay, And metallic, true, yeah, pretty good. And the entity 1, 2 will both become pink. Yeah, let's just do this crazy, because I think pink, we haven't used that color. I don't know whether it will show that color, but let's just try it, just having fun playing it. Color pink, so two things will just become pink. And when the collision ended, I'm going to say this collision sub and dots append, and then subscribe collision and self. That's perfect. And Copilot just to learn from my code, it will know that I don't want to specify a certain object. So event in God, let entity A and B, and yeah, that's pretty good. Then material become yellow and red. Yeah, I think the only thing I need to change is change the color back. So maybe the color will be anything that collide will just become white. Okay, so sort of like it become the default color rather than this pretty colorful thing. Okay, yeah, pretty good. And yeah, Xcode run it. We used to run this target. Yeah, so I need to change the target. I need to get a physical device. Okay, silly mistake. The UI color has no member pin. I have to use another color, maybe magenta. Magenta. Okay, magenta. Maybe use magenta. Okay, so so dots magenta. Hopefully it can solve our problem. Okay, then everything changed, then back to white. Okay, let's test it out. Run it. Hopefully it can actually run. And I have a good feeling about this. This is actually running. That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, let's get all this object going on. Okay, and I'm going to get you guys the visual here. Alright, perfect. So we got this 3 cubes, red, yellow, and blue. Right, we got this blue and red cube here. So here's the thing where amazing things happen. So let's collide them together. Right now we can't collide it. Maybe just to make it bigger. Okay, so it collide and just become pink or magenta. Yeah, and then after this collide, just gray out, and because it's white and reflect the surrounding area, and just become this sort of a gray out area, gray out color. So let's make it bigger. Okay, and crush this on our cube. Boop. So it's collide, and then go back to original color. It collide, go back to this white gray out color. Okay, and that's collide with everything, and then no collision, go back to original color. Right? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And of course you can control multiple objects as I show you guys in previous video, and I think this looks pretty good. So you can clearly see every collision, and of course you can use gesture to control multiple objects or multiple entities in your AR scene.